Hey, how's it going? Devin's Card House. Happy Valentine's Day. I hope you're with your loved one having some lovey-dovey feelings like you're supposed to be doing, right? And if not, that's okay. You know, everybody, it's okay to be alone. It's okay to be alone. I hope you're having a fantastic day. So we're here to talk about some the news that's come out from Wizards of the Coast. Not just everything. We're going to be hitting this new Beyond booster. We're going to be talking about the prices of Karlov Manor, and we're going to be talking about the latest earnings report from Wizards of the Coast or Hasbro that came out, and an article by Cardboard by the Numbers, I believe. Yeah, Cardboard by the Numbers that kind of dives into exactly what the numbers are thinking. Because when you look at things just the way they are, you can assume one thing, but you need to look at the data as a whole in order to get a better understanding. And Cardboard by the Numbers, if you check them out, they have a great insight into data and looking at things like that. So let's jump right into it. So the Hasbro, the earnings report came out, and just from the top points here from 2024, I just focused in on Wizards of the Coast. So let's see what they said here. It says, Wizards of the Coast in the digital gaming segment, revenue increase of 10% driven by increase in licensed digital gaming revenue behind Baldur's Gate 3 from Larian Studios and Monopoly Go from Scopely. Tabletop revenue increased 1% behind growth in Magic: The Gathering with a strong performance from the Universes Beyond, Lord of the Rings, Tales of Middle-earth sets. Operating profits declined 2% and operating profit margins of 36.1% due to the higher royalty costs associated with Universes Beyond. So it doesn't look all that stunning. It just says it's up 10%, and the majority of that is due to Larian Studios' Baldur's Gate 3. Fun fact is that Wizards has let go of everyone who was behind the licensing deal to begin with, so all that money that was brought in by those individuals have been let go. So isn't that interesting that they would fire some of the people who have made the best financial decisions for the company so far. But hearing that they've only had a 1% increase in tabletop, meaning Dungeons and Dragons and Magic: The Gathering, it looked pretty shaky, huh? Like only a 1% increase. That's pretty crazy. But when you set that up against every other year, take out this graph. So the graph here is by Cardboard by the Numbers. Check out the article. Look at it yourself. The article is in the description of the video. Please go check out the comment. I don't want to just use the graph here and then read it off because whoever puts this together, I think his name's Aaron, if I recall. But Cardboard by the Numbers has a great article on this, so please go check out the actual article. But I mean, this puts it into perspective and why it's not such a big deal. Why we're not seeing that stock price just crater. But as you can see here from 2020, they're still riding up on over $1 billion, and even this going up from 1.07 up to 1.09 billion you're still across the billion. So they're still doing good, especially when you compare it to 4 years ago. And so, they said they wanted to increase the numbers this much. And I forget, they said the 100% increase. Was that 2019 when they said that? And they achieved their goal here to get up to $1 billion, and they're still making that happen. So when this came out, the stock initially crashed, and it crashed. It went down 14%, and then quickly recovered. And even today, this time I checked the stock, it was at $52. So it's had a quick decline, and then it's right back to where it is. So I think a lot of people were, after hearing the news of everything else going on in Hasbro, over these last few months, they've lost over $1 billion. But that's due to there's the purchase and sell of E1. Their entertainment film company that they're going to use. They took a massive loss on that. They've taken a massive loss on their toy sales. They've just taken massive losses all around the company except for Magic. And Magic is the thing holding the company up right now. So Chris Cox is using Magic in order to sustain the company, which is great news for us, right? It's great. All the attention on Magic, great news. But they do say some things here in the earnings report that was kind of interesting, that they say they're going to be focused more on just less and more. So basically focusing more on their key winners and sticking with that, not being so broad with everything. When they say less is more, though, does that mean they're going to print less? I mean, it seems like it, right? When we're seeing these secret layers and the change that we've had with Wilds of Eldraine and Lost Caverns of Ixalan, it seems like some changes are happening. So it's interesting when you look at that. Also, a tidbit from the article I just want to point out. This is great. Please go read the article, but I just had to bring this up because, even I'm in my bubble. I love my card games that I love, but the people who love Magic just absolutely love it, and there's tons of people and tons of new players who love it, and they don't feel particularly how I do, which is great for them. But they write here is that for one particularly illustrative example, though, Magic has more page views on Wikipedia than the next 10 card games combined, excluding the second place CCG Pokemon. While not necessarily the most damning piece of evidence on its own, particularly compared to something more tangible, such as aggregate LGS traffic, it is notable how Magic Pro Brian Kibler gets more interest on Wikipedia on his own than the entire game of Disney Lorcana. Oh my God. See, that's Brian Kibler is getting more traffic on his Wikipedia than all of Disney Lorcana. So that puts it in perspective. That's why it's good to go read stuff like this, because in my head, I'm so focused on these things. It really puts it into perspective how much people love Magic and how much people are going out there. And still, even though I have all my problems with Magic, most people don't care. Most people love Magic the way it is, and I have to accept that. So. So a big news out of the release, though, is Chris Cox came out here and said, going forward, you should see it as part of our 6 premier sets per year. 2 of them will be Universes Beyond branded. That's underlaying a lot of our bullishness on the growth for Magic. So basically, with the success of Lord of the Rings from last year, they're like, why don't we do more of that? So that's why we've heard of Assassin's Creed and Final Fantasy and Marvel, but they're going to be doing 2 big tentpole, as they put it, releases. So actually big sets like Lord of the Rings, where it was an actual set, not just these commander decks. And I know Assassin's Creed's fitting into that. Final Fantasy should be fitting into that. So it's pretty exciting. For me, I just wish Universes Beyond was its own thing. I wish that that there was Magic and then the Universes Beyond, and they were completely separate. And I mean, it would, you can call it Magic Universes Beyond. I just wish it was like almost a different game. But you could intertwine them if you wanted to. But I would prefer that we still had Magic and still had Universes Beyond, but just make them a little separate. Have a different card back for Universes Beyond. Have different releases. I think that make it a lot easier for people to kind of accept these changes, and then you could really pick and choose. Like, do you want to play Universes Beyond? Do you want to play just regular Magic? Do you want to mix them up? I think I would definitely prefer that, but it's too late for that. Maybe in the future things could change, but that would be huge for me. I know a lot of people just don't want it at all, but I think that's why it'd be good, to have that separation. So we don't have Rick and Morty in our regular Magic the Gathering. We don't have, everybody's talking. It's like Adventure Time and, The Walking Dead, the Fortnite stuff. You've seen it. Same thing with Secret Layers. And I know everybody hates on everything, myself included. I just find the stuff that I like, which is right now, since I don't like the print number, I hate the print numbers that they've been releasing, and I know that's changed, but I absolutely hate collector booster boxes. And I think that is perfectly showing in what's going on with the play booster boxes. If you haven't seen, prices have really crashed. I know everyone was freaking out that MVP was selling boxes for $130, but that goes nothing against Card Shop Live, currently selling play booster boxes for $99. Right now, they're about $115 on TCG Player. So even MVP's got nothing on these guys. They are just trying to get the product out. And I think this goes to show even more so my thoughts on the collector versus play booster, why it just doesn't work. You're asking basically for $50 more, you have access to serialized cards, all the specialty cards, all the top end cards. You're getting that access. So why is anybody going to spend $50 less and just get a play booster and not get all those better cards? It's just sucking the value. They have to, if you're going to ask for that higher end price on a play booster, then you're going to have to include the higher end cards also. So I absolutely hate collector boosters. I know people like Rudy love them for the storage capacity. I know some people like them for the high roller capability. I know some people really love them because it cuts down on the cost for regular types, regular versions of the cards. But here, I'm just put the regular versions and put it into one booster. So you're still going to have those high end variants that will pick up most of the cost for collectors, and then you're still going to have the other stuff. And here's the deal: Wizards is charging. They want to charge $150 for these boxes. If they're going to do that, then they can't charge. If they either have to go up on the collector booster, down on the play booster, or combine them. That's the options here. A collector booster is going to have to be really chock full of good shit, and it's going to have to be worth $300. Because if it's this close in price, people are going to be like, why am I going to spend this money? It doesn't make sense. And it's especially to have a bunch of dud rares or dud mythics, when all the good high-end shit is available in that box that's only $50 more. So it's just not working. And when you see here, so somebody posted this on Reddit, just kind of the current state of what LGSs are working with. Look at this. So right now, if you're purchasing between 1 and 60 boxes, this distributor is the asking price. They want you to pay $122 per box. That's if you're buying under, how many is that? That's 10 cases. If you're buying under 10 cases, you're paying $122 per box. Right now, those boxes are selling for $99. Or $115, with shipping and fees or taxes. You're looking at a pretty nice loss there. So, for Card Shop Live, it taxes there that's take you down to 92, and then with the shipping, I'm sure it's or $6. So down to what would that be? Around $88 you're making. So $88, you're looking at around a $35 loss per box if you paid that price. If you're getting the higher tier, it's $114 per play booster. It's absolutely insane how much money people are expecting. The margins are just so incredibly thin here on Magic boxes and Magic products. And for me, I look at it, I love these other games, and it's just way better. So for me, I don't buy any Magic standard product, and it makes absolutely no sense to me why any LGS would be doing except to, have it there for to bring some people in. But I'd almost, if I was the LGS, really try to foster new games and new things that work better. Because if you try out, some of these games are fantastic, and you can actually make money on them and not be it risking $35 losses on your boxes on new releases. Oh, it's absolutely insane. And so for me, I'm an online seller. I pick and choose. I don't work with distributors. I'm not forced to take any product. I wait for shit like this to happen where the products just absolutely tank, and then I can get in. But this product, as long as collector boosters exist, I don't want to get in on these products. I am basically staying away from Magic standard until the collector boosters are gone. So that's what I'm doing. But more power to everybody who loves it, and I'm happy for you. Much love on Valentine's Day for those of you out there who love it. If you love it, I'm very happy that you love it. Okay. So the final thing I want to talk about here is, so we got rid of play booster. We got rid of draft boosters. We got rid of set boosters. We combined them into one. Now we have the play booster and the collector booster. And now we have the Beyond booster. So they got rid of 2 boosters, combined them into one, and then they've introduced a new booster, the Beyond booster, which when you read into it, when you get into it, this is actually just the epilogue booster, the aftermath booster box, a new version of that. So they've tailored this as the Beyond booster. Basically, they had this product that, from reading what I've read around, Wizards of the Coast was actually super excited about epilogue boosters. They were super excited about aftermath. They thought it was going to be a huge success, and so they had made more products like that to go forward. So I believe this might be one of the last ones. This is just a holdover from that tragic tragedy of the epilogue aftermath boosters, which were renownedly hated, and those sank in price too. Got to feel bad for anybody who ordered any of that product before it came out. So that completely crashed. But they have this. They've remarketed it, though. They've relabeled it. They've remade it, and now it's the Beyond booster. What's in it? It's you get non-foil uncommons, non-foil land or a scene card, non-foil rare or mythic, traditional foil, and a booster fun slot to have all the booster fun. It could be foil, could be anything in there, and then a token. So it's 7 cards instead of the 5 cards from Epilogue. I don't know. It's funny how they say there's just uncommons. There's no commons. Well, that just means your uncommons are now commons, But they say it, and people fall for these gimmicks and shit all the time. Where it's like it's gonna have 2 rares, guys. Well, if we have more rares, are they really rare? Like you're just calling it rare in name alone. If you have a fuckload of these rares, they're not rare. You can call them rares if you want, but they're not rare. But people buy it, so more power to them. So we'll have to see how this booster comes out, if it's a better success. I feel like they learned a lot of lessons, probably having a bigger pool of cards. I believe the Epilogue booster is around 60 cards. So, as long if they put more into the year, it's, it goes, if they have it around 100, maybe it'll be better. I checked out the Wikipedia page on this, and they said something interesting here. They said, Beyond boosters were designed to solve a set structure issue with Assassin's Creed, where the set was not a good fit for a commander deck. Commander deck release because it lacked enough factions to build around, but it was also not a good fit for a tentpole release. The lack of options forced Wizards of the Coast to examine alternate methods of getting cards into players' hands. The middle ground was to use and modify the then unreleased Epilogue booster. So this is what I was saying, how they kind of designed it around that Epilogue. But I love how they put it. It's like they had no choice. There's nothing they could do. There weren't enough factions. It's like I've played. How many different things do they have? They could go. You could consider each period of history a faction, right? Couldn't you do that? How many different games make each one of those a faction? Each game is its own faction. If you don't have enough, how could you say it lacks factions? It's got how many different points you can go? The Egypt faction, the Viking faction, what was that? They had the Syndicate faction, the Pirate faction. You guys are crazy. Assassin's Creed has tons of factions. There's 15 games. Absolutely hate this corporate talk that Wizards of the Coast continues to do, where they say they had no choice. There's nothing else we could do. We couldn't figure out how to get the cards into your hands. I know you wanted them in your hands. We were just trying to figure it out to get them. More fun Wizards of the Coast news all the way around. Like I said before in an earlier video, I've just I don't want to get upset about Magic. You look how popular it is and how much people love it, and I guess it's brought in a ton of new people who enjoy it exactly how it is. So I don't want to, start, whatever. If you guys are having fun, you guys are selling billions of cards per year. I can't say anything. So I'm going to keep paying attention. I'm going to keep buying the stuff that I think is good for me. I feel like. The only standard products I would actually really consider getting in on is probably this new era, and probably not anytime soon. And I just feel like with my new love of Pokemon, and my love of Grand Archive, and my love of Sorcery, and my love of Flesh and Blood, and my love of Lorcana, and how much I actually love all these other games, I just don't see myself giving, unless there's just an opportunity that arises like these. I got a ton of these Velociraptor decks because I got a great deal on them. So when stuff like that pops up, I'll get in on it. But that's what it's. You gotta wait. You gotta have look for a good deal and whatnot. So, but when I look at the prices of booster boxes that came out in 2019, and they're still hovering around the hundreds, and then I look at the prices of booster boxes from Pokemon, and they're around the 700s. I think I may have ridden with the wrong train here on what to sit on long term or whatnot. But I still love Magic. I still want to love it, but I just feel like with how much love or how much care they're pouring into Universes Beyond, that they've lost a lot of what I used to love about Magic, which for me was the Gatewatch and those storylines and them going to new places. And even though the storyline sucked and the characters sucked, you still like Jace, and Gideon and Liliana. You still had appreciation for them, and I just don't feel like the new characters that they're trying to push and stuff. I don't feel the connection there, and I'm sure some people do. So I'm happy for those people, but it's just not for me anymore. So that's where I am with it. And there's, I've still got my Lilianas, and I'll stick with that. But anyways, that's it for me. I hope you all have a fantastic Valentine's Day. I hope you're with someone you love, and if not, I'm right here. I'm right here telling you I love you too. It's okay. But I hope you enjoyed today, regardless of what you're doing. And I'll talk to you later. Oh, I want to thank my patrons. I want to thank my viewers and also my subscribers. I really appreciate you all a lot. So I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you later. Okay? Bye.
Governor Jesse Ventura, to send you, Devin, a little bit of a message, my friend. You need to quit slacking. You, I heard lately, have been skipping your workouts. What's going on, my man? You want to turn into a little fat porker?